Hello guys and welcome. I just wanted to say thank you for spending the last time on the shift with me. Today, now that we know already that barista job is not just roses and stardust, we will be focusing on particular challenges you can be facing throughout your shifts. And I also give you tips how to overcome them and how to grow from them as a person. And with that being said, here's the list of 10 challenges we'll be discussing. And if any of them is of your particular interest, then I provided the timestamps in the description below. I divided them into two groups, on shift and out of the shift. However, as I was filming this video, I realized it got a little bit long, so I decided to split this video into two parts. Out of the shop challenges are coming in the next part. Let's begin with the first one, which is that constant smiling. If you're having a great as a barista, that's perfect. You're bursting out with energy. However, that can be difficult to always keep being bright and happy, and that's unfortunately what the job requires from you. That's what customers require, and that's what the boss requires. I mean, if one day you really can't handle it and you'll just become a bit less vibrant, customers will notice and they will often start asking questions, which answering can be putting you down even more. You're already feeling bad and constantly having to say,
"Is everything alright?
Yeah, no, there's no problem, no worries.
Are you sure you're fine?"
Yeah, it's all good.
Okay.
Can be really draining. If your state keeps getting prolonged for weeks or months, then you might just lose your job. However, there is a few things you can do, which we're going to discuss now. Stay at the back and avoid counter. Avoid any interactions with customers for as long as possible. Just take that time for yourself to produce drinks. Pretend that everything is fine. So being a barista can teach you fake it until you make it. However, the thing that I found the most helpful is trying to leave my problems behind, detaching myself from what's going on in my life as soon as I step over the coffee shop doorstep. So I was usually taking a deep breath in, leaving all the problems there and stepping out on the shift. And that just helped me to pause whatever was going on in my life for a few hours at least. Now, of course, I understand that it's easier being said than done, and it also depends on the severity of your problems. However, this is what you can do in this situation. Okay, number 2, I'm introvert. Please help. Many people say that they cannot be a barista because they are introverts, and if so, then this is what I have to say about it. Being a shy, quiet person as a barista can really be feeling like nightmare at times, especially when you interact with pretentious customers who complain about everything and you just can't shut their mouth. So yes, I get that. A few years ago, when I was starting as a barista, I was an extremely introverted person. So I absolutely understand the challenges that you guys are facing. And if the advice might feel a bit harsh, I just want you to know that this is the advice I would like to hear a few years ago. So it's also directed at the past version of me. Now let's go with it. First thing you need to do as an introvert is allow yourself to accept that you're an introvert. Also, after you do that, you need to allow yourself the permission to change that, at least at times, just for the working hours. The way I like to imagine introverts in a busy environment like a coffee shop is a sea full of sharks, and you are the fish. Now, do you want to become a shark? Or do you even need to become a shark? Maybe if you become a bigger fish, you'll suddenly realize that sharks are also just fish. What I mean by that is you definitely see the areas for improvement of your performance, and you probably often say, if only I wouldn't be an introvert, I would answer the customer with more confidence. I was the one who was right after all. Or, if only I wouldn't be an introvert, I would stand straight and being at the counter wouldn't be the worst nightmare. Or, oh gosh, they're asking me personal question, I'm gonna freak out. If only I wouldn't be an introvert. You know what comes next. If only I wouldn't be an introvert, right? What I want you to notice here is that in all of these situations, you're treating your introversion as a weakness. It's because of you being an introvert that you're being put down. It's because of you being an introvert that you have a fear of people. It's because of you being an introvert that you don't know how to communicate. And you know what? I'll tell you. You're just giving yourself an excuse.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
Yes, you heard me. The struggles you're describing are the struggles many people face. Being bad with people, not knowing how to communicate, Extroverts do that too. They just don't care because they like people. So today I encourage you to look at your struggles from a slightly different perspective. You don't need to sound bossy and loud when you respond to a complaining customer. You just need to say what you have to say in the clear, calm way. Every human being has a different way of saying things and with different impact. And you just haven't found yours yet because you're not granting yourself the permission to go out of your shell. I want to tell you something. You don't need to leave your shell behind. Keep it on a side, but don't make it your entire world. Personality can be altered. Remember that. Point number 3, everything hurts. As a barista, you're all day on foot, moving your arms around. That can be a huge challenge, as tiredness always comes with time. So a good tip is to be focused, so you don't have to run back and forth. Overcoming your tiredness and sore muscles can also teach you how resilient you are and how much your body can do. It's like a gym you're getting paid for. Kind of. Point number 4. They called me. Ouch! You can hear some really bad insults while on the shift. And most of the time, the anger shouldn't be even directed at you. A customer was just pissed and they found some minor mistake at what you did or how the company was structured, and boom! They exploded. I can show you a few ideas of how to and how not to behave when something like this happens. Do tell them that you're just a barista here, and if they have any problem, they can speak to a manager, the owner, or send an email with a complaint. The last one is my favorite. Another point is do stay calm. Do ask for support of your colleagues if you know they can handle it better than you. Do say that you're busy and you gotta serve other customers. Now let's jump to the don't section. Do not raise your voice and fastness of speech. Now the presentation.
Excuse me, this is not my coffee.
Oh, no, sir, but I believe I know how to make the coffee the right way, and I don't know why you're having these obligations towards me. I actually know how to be a barista. Do you understand what I'm trying to tell you?
Do not say, but you. They will feel accused of something and they will freak out even more.
I'm sorry, but you placed your order wrong.
Me, placing the order wrong. I don't believe it.
I'm sorry, sir, but you were not clear about what you want.
I asked you for my coffee with chocolate on top.
Do not ask other customers for support. It looks like you're trying to recruit more soldiers for the battle, and it's just gonna end up more bloody.
I'm sorry, I asked for chocolate on my cappuccino.
I think you might be mistaken here, sir. I don't believe you asking for the chocolate. Everyone, hey, everyone here, have you heard this guy asking for chocolate on his cappuccino?
Do not answer their accusations.
Yes, but I asked you for skinny milk in my coffee. What is this place? What is this place? Do you know what you're doing in your
Sir,
working
one
hours?
second, please. I can put skinny milk. I'm so sorry
That's
for
dangerous for the customers who cannot have whole milk. Do you understand
I
this?
can put
You're
the
doing
skinny
a
milk.
terrible figure of
Did you
yourself.
have a sip already? I can put skinny milk
I don't
now.
I don't need to have a sip. I see what you've been doing there. I'm going to sue this place. I'm gonna sue you for the mistake you made.
Most of the time, there's so much in their head that they're not even listening to you. Instead, detach yourself one moment and listen to what they actually complaining about. It's usually kind of funny.
Okay, sorry, sir. So what's the problem?
What's the problem?
Yes.
I ordered a diet cake and there was too much chocolate on top. I already asked you for cappuccino with chocolate on top and skinny, but I wanted to have my chocolate on top less on my diet cake. How can I keep in shape? What are you doing to me?
Now that you stepped out and you can see the problem clearly, you can answer from a more distanced point of view. Taking it all together, let's see how a good answer for a really pissed and really complaining customer would look like.
Sir, I understand your discontentment. I will make sure to transfer all the guidelines to our managers. However, I want you to make sure that I have no power over here. So please, if you can send us a complaint with an email. Now, I really gotta go back to help my colleagues there. Sorry about it.
You can't leave me here without green screen.
Yay! Point number 5. I have panic attacks. Here's the disclaimer, we're going to be talking about panic attacks. So if you feel a need, you may want to skip that part and jump here. First thing I want to say here is that I'm really sorry for you. I've been there, or at least that's what I think I was having. Until this moment, I'm not sure whether I was having panic or anxiety attacks, so if you know, you can maybe help me at this point. But the way it's been feeling like, it was a sudden tension that started rising, and in the middle of the conversation, I had to run away to the toilet. Panic attacks are exactly what they sound like, and this is my own depiction of them. Because of the accumulated, usually negative emotions that overpowered you, your body suddenly explodes and you start trembling, shaking, and you're not able to breathe and you feel like you're going to die. So what helped me was, first of all, going to the therapy, where I've learned that I need to notice the upcoming panic attacks way before they happen. So I actually managed to notice about 5 stages of tension I was having, and then I was having a panic attack. It was sometimes within 1 hour, sometimes within 2 minutes. But for me, realizing that I am on the first stage of the tension was a signal that I need to withdraw myself immediately before it proceeds. I was usually going to the toilet to do some square breathing. Okay, so the square breathing looks like this if you've never heard about it. You are breathing in for 4, you are holding in for 4, you are breathing out for 4, and you are holding nothing in for 4. So and you're basically drawing this square in your mind, so it helps you keep track of what you're doing. Now, a very important thing is you gotta learn square breathing before by practicing it. So it's not like you're feeling an attack coming and you start breathing this way. Your body is in stress and you need to get your body used to it first by practicing for a few minutes, a few times per day. So when your body actually does enter a panic mode, it's like a habit that you're just bringing back and you start feeling familiar in it. Second thing I did, I actually informed my employer that I struggle with panic attacks. So sometimes I would go out for a 5-minute walk just to recharge myself, to release the tension and to change my surrounding. Also, there have been moments when there was really no possibility to leave the shift, as it was the rush time, for example. So these were the most difficult moments because you cannot escape. And what I've been doing was just focusing on what's around me and what I'm doing. It was pretty much like this. I'm simming milk in the jug. The milk is white and is spinning. The milk is spinning faster now. The jug is cold in my hands and it's metal. Now the jug is more warm as I keep steaming the milk. I know it might sound funny if you hear it like this out of the blue. However, in those moments, you are really just looking for something that's gonna ground you. Something so simple that you might have just missed that. So whenever you have a panic attack at the working place as a barista, try to ground yourself and bring your senses back to reality to notice that there is no danger whatsoever. Now let me know if you have any other ways to deal with the panic attacks, as I know that they can be really tough and challenging to overcome in a working place. And with that being said, guys, we have the part 1 of what struggles you might be facing throughout the shift as a barista. Let me know if there's anything I forgot to mention, and check out the part number 2 where I talk about the struggles baristas face outside of the working place. Like and subscribe if you wish to, and thank you so much. I'll see you next time. Go.
Where?
You're having a just like
Again?
but not so much. Just like, please, there's a problem with my coffee.
Okay. Yes, but there's a problem with coffee. What do you mean by I need to get a coffee there? I ordered it here. Why do I cannot get it here? I do not want to walk there to get my coffee. I want it here.
Sir, I tried to explain to you. You need to understand I'm just a barista here, and I don't know how to structure
It seems like you're moving traffic around here, actually.
Yes, but I did not plan this place. You need to speak to the owner. Please, if you can send us an email with a complaint. I cannot deal with these things.
Like this, it's not possible.
Please.
I cannot go down there and get my coffee when you here.
Please, if you can send us an email. Thank you.
But I asked for skinny milk. This tastes weird.
It's okay, sir. You gotta understand that you did not say it out loud, so I did not understand you. I can put some skinny milk if you want now.
And chocolate on top, please.
Chocolate on top. Yes, I can put skinny milk and chocolate.